Now, normally when I plug my accordion into the external amplifier, I'm going to be using this cord, which is dual mono outputs, so that when I put them into the outputs of the accordion, I then put them into the inputs on the mixer or amplifier that I'm using. However, in this case, to simplify the creation of this cable, what I've done is put a stereo connector on this side and a stereo connector on this side. This is your 3.5 millimeter and this is your 1/4 inch. To make this simple, I had to change for a different kind of cable. One that has 2 plugs on one side and a stereo single plug on this side. The way that works, this side plugs in here, instant stereo connection. The other end plugs in here. Now, the opposite end of this cable plugs in to the camera. And this is where it gets interesting for us. So what we'll do, I'll just simply open it up for a moment. We'll take a look at this here. We have our microphone input right here. If we take a look at our screen, you'll see very clearly there's nothing down here. Yet, let me just rotate this down a little bit. The moment that I insert this jack, this little screen pops up. And this is your levels indicator for this camera. Let me just see if I can zoom that in a little bit better. There you go. Right there. So that's your levels indicator. And it comes in handy. Okay. Now, just because we have that plugged in does not mean that our levels are set to manual. The camera right now, as it was with just the cable plugged in, the way we had it earlier in there, I don't have it here now, just for the sake of making it clear down here. What it does is it's still in auto gain, meaning when it's quiet, it jacks up the sound. When it's very high, it tries to bring down the sound. We again need to go manual sound adjustment. And we do that. There's a couple of options here I can do. I can sort of play with a built-in internal equalizer. Oops, hold on. This is not the one I wanted to do. I'm sorry. The audio scene is one way to do that. We can play standard, vibrate sounds, people's voices, natural settings, reduces wind noise, and so on and so forth. But this is, okay for some options if you want to equalize it internally. However, what we really want to do is right here. In terms of here, you notice the microphone level set to A, automatic or auto gain level. Let's get rid of that. We go to manual. Now we can control, you see here, and once I plug this in, it's going to be ready to receive. Now I'm going to be playing as I'm looking at this, and if I see it starts to go too much into the yellow, right, like too far there, I will crank it down a little bit. And again, our quiets stay quiet and the louds stay loud. And that's kind of like the way we want it, right? Instead of having it go all the way around all the time trying to adjust for us. We want the quiets to stay quiet and the louds to stay loud. That's the advantage of having a manual mic level. So after that's set, we are now recording exactly the way we want. Manual levels are quiet and they'll stay quiet. And the loud levels will be just perfect for us. 1, 2. Of course, if we go too loud, we can always bring that down, right? And that's how to adjust the gain structure on your camera.